social worker for today. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling okay. I just have some problems going on with my marriage right now. I need to talk about and get off my chest.
Okay, I see. Before we really begin, I just want to let you know that everything we say here is strictly confidential unless you will be harming yourself or anyone else, then I'm mandated to tell my supervisor. Also, if you don't mind signing this consent form, it's just saying that you're allowing me to record this session.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, when did these problems in your marriage first begin?
Well, let me first start off by saying that we've been married for 3 years, and uh, as we entered our third year, that was when the actual problems began.
Mhm. Very sorry to hear that. Was there a specific event that happened that brought these problems along, or did it just kind of start happening?
I think that it just started to happen. I don't recall any events occurring or anything like that. I think it was just something that came up out of the blue.
Okay, and what is the specific problem that you're having in your marriage?
It's mainly communication. Um, yeah,
Is it
it's
on
it's a lack of it.
the
It's I feel that there's not really enough communication in our relationship, and that's causing it to suffer, which I do not want.
right? Is it more so on your wife's end, on yours, or is it like both?
From where I'm standing, I think it's from both, but I'm not too sure.
Okay. Well, that's why we're here. We're going to try and see what we can do to work on your marriage. We may even have to bring her in, to kind of get a better understanding of her side as well.
Okay.
I just wanted to ask, do you mind if I take some notes?
No, that's okay.
Okay, thank you. So, what are some of the things that you guys are fighting about?
Um, I guess they kind of range the things that we fight about. So it's never really the same thing.
Okay. Can you give me one that's most frequent?
I guess the most frequent one would be uh, fights that occur in the morning.
In the morning, like when you guys maybe both getting ready for work?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Are you guys communicating a lot before you go to work, or do you kind of just get up and go?
I would just get up and do our own individual things and leave the house.
Okay. So, um, lack of communication is definitely something that can be that we can work on. It's not it may seem very hard right now because it's taking a toll on your marriage, but it's definitely something that me working with you and maybe later down the line working with your wife, we can figure out. Um, so, if you don't mind me asking, what are you hoping to get from our sessions?
I'm just hoping to understand what my next step is in terms of fixing this aspect of my marriage.
I see. And this lack of communication between you and your wife, how does that make you feel?
I get a little nervous on the subject of communication because I don't feel comfortable expressing myself.
Okay, I see. So are you saying that you have a hard time sometimes expressing yourself to your wife?
To people in general, but yeah.
Okay, are you comfortable right now?
I'm a little nervous, but I think I can manage.
Okay,
Do you mind if I lie down to
No.
get more comfortable?
no, that's fine.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, how would you rate your communication skills with your wife?
Perhaps around a 2 or 3.
Okay. Where would you like to see your communication skills with your wife?
On the upper end of the scale, preferably.
Okay, I see. I think that one of the first steps that we should take is bringing your wife in so we can hear her side and how she's feeling about this lack of communication. Would that be something you would feel comfortable with if she was here with you? Do you feel like you would be able to fully express yourself?
I don't know. I think that may just cause more conflict right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any specific way that you would like to go about handling this situation?
Um, I don't know. I really don't know. What's the best way? I don't know.
Well, there are multiple ways that we can figure out how to get your communication skills with your wife on the upper end of the scale like you'd like. It just all depends on what you feel the most comfortable with. You said you were not too comfortable with bringing her in, so how would you feel about just you and I having more sessions together and seeing if there's anything in you that we can work on to better help your communication skills with your wife?
I think that sounds better. That sounds doable.
Better? Okay, that's fine. So I think the best hours to meet would be right now after you get off of work, so about for an hour, 4 to 5. Is that okay with you? Every Monday?
Yeah, that sounds okay.
Okay. How are you feeling about this? So before we finally finish this session, is there anything else that you wanted to share with me?
Well, there's one thing I think you should know. I've always had a problem with my communication skills, so I guess, yeah, that's it.
And does this always have a problem? Does it stem from anywhere? Friends, family?
Now that I think about it, it could have stemmed from me coming from a single parent home and not really seeing communication.
I see. There was a lack of communication. Were you living with your mom or dad?
My dad,
You guys, you didn't really speak to him that much?
not to have a conversation, it's just like, hey, how are you? Good type of conversations.
And do you feel as though some of those characteristics are now running over into your marriage?
I don't know, there could be a possibility that that has been an issue.
Okay. Well, I'm so glad you shared that with me, Mason. That gives me better understanding of who you are and what you're struggling with and where we need to go from here. Um, so like I said, I'm very glad that you came here today. And okay, Mr. O'Brien, do you feel as though you had a good session today?
Yeah, I think it was a good session.
Okay, yes, I agree with you. I feel as though we were able to talk about your lack of communication skills between you and your wife, got to know a little bit about your background, that expressing yourself is actually something that you struggle with. And the next step that we're going to take, we're just going to move slowly into our next sessions, which will be every Monday from 4 to 5, and see where we can go from there. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. I believe that this will help me in the long run.
And I'm very glad that you feel that way. It's very important to stay positive. But our time is up for today, so I will see you next Monday.
Okay. Thank you for everything.
You're
Very
welcome.
much.
Nice meeting you.
You too. I probably should have gotten